Welcome to Project Pro Code Recipes. In this video, we are going to learn about validation curve in Python. So this is the code snippet over here. I have copied this code and I pasted that in my Jupyter notebook. I'll explain to you the code over here. So let's get started. First of all, what is validation curve and why do we need it? So uh, when you are training your model on a data set and you give the complete data set for making for training your model, so and the model scores and you predict the score or you calculate the score on the same data set, so the scores comes out to be 95% as it has already seen the data, as it has already seen the data set. But this doesn't justify the robustness of your model. For example, there are many cases or in the real world there are cases where your model performs very good on the training data set, but when you give it a new type of testing but when you give it a new type of data set that it has never seen before, it performs very poorly. So how to deal with that? So basically when you are training your model, you need to validate the accuracy of model by yourself. So how can you do that? You can basically split your data set into training and testing part. You can train on the training part and you can test on the testing part. The testing part is the data part of data set that it hasn't seen before, and this is how you can validate the accuracy of your model. One more method that is cross validation. So how does cross validation works? So basically when you have data points that are very low in numbers, for example 1000 data points, now you don't want to split that into smaller parts again for training and testing, as your model would underfit. In those cases you go for cross validation. So what cross validation does? Cross validation takes a parameter from you. For example, you pass the cross validation parameter to be 4. It splits your dataset into 4 parts, trains on the 3 part, and then tests on the last part. And iteratively does it for all the three. It iteratively picks up the 3 dataset and trains on the leftover one. So this is how your model tries to gain as much as variance or as much as information from your dataset. And the validation curve is what you should actually look for, and the validation curve is the score. Validation score is the score which you should actually look for checking for checking the robustness of your model, or and how well your model can perform in the real situation. So now let's get started. Now I've imported warnings, so warning dot filter warnings ignore. Now I need my matplotlib library for plotting the graph for validation curve. Then I'm importing my numpy 2. So from sklearn datasets I'm loading my digit dataset. Now since digit dataset is a classification type dataset, I've imported my random forest classifier. Now from model selection I am importing a validation curve that will give me the data that will give me the validation scores. So percentage matplotlib inline for plotting the graph in the very same Jupyter notebook. Now digits is equal to load underscore digit. Now x y, so this gives me digit gives me two basically this digit contains a list of two parameters, that is a data set, that is the feature matrix, and the target variable under y, and parameters range. So I'm creating a parameter range for plotting the validation curve. Basically I want to check how my validation is changing with the change in my parameter. So I'm using np.arrange 1 to 200. This means it will pick up the numbers from 1 to 200 with a gap of 2. Now I'm using my validation curve which gives me validation scores. So what do I need to do? I need to write my validation curve function. Then I need to write my model. So my model was random forest classifier. Then my data set, that was my x and y. Parameters name, what is my parameter name? So it should be n estimator, and it should be in the name parameter range and parameter range. So parameter name is n estimator. So estimators are the number of trees that my random forest classifier is using. As random forest classifier is an extension of decision tree uses one tree, whereas random forest classifier you can use number of trees as much as you want. So parameter trees, what is my parameter range? My parameter range varies from 1 to 200, and I have saved that under the name param range. So you can see. Now cross validation, as I told you, you could either go for train test split or you could either go for cross validation. Cross validation is a much better method as compared to train test split. I'm using cross validation. What is my scoring methodology? My scoring methodology is accuracy. Since it is a classification type problem, accuracy is just the total number of correct outputs by total number of outputs. N jobs is equal to -1. This implies that use total number of parallel processing that my computer can do at the same time. For example, if I do n jobs is equal to 2, this means it will do 2 parallel processing. If my computer is an hexa core, it will do 6 parallel processing if I pass n jobs is equal to -1. Now this validation curves give me two outputs, train score and test scores. So this statement will print me the first 10 rows and all the columns of my train and test score. As I use cross validation is equal to 4, so there are going to be 4 scores, and then train underscore mean. So what a train underscore mean, this will give, I want to calculate the mean of my train scores and the standard deviation of my test scores too. After that, I am saving, I am also calculating the mean for my train score and the standard deviation for my test score. Now after that, I'm finally plotting the graph. So what I'm doing, I'm writing the plot subplot figure size 7 7 plot plt.plot. So what are the parameters that I need to provide? The parameter range, that will be my x-axis, the train mean, that will be my y-axis. Now label, what are my labels? So training score, as I am writing subplots one because I want both of these plot in the same plot, in the same graph. Color is equal to black, my training score color is equal to black, and then my cross validation score color is equal to red. This is what I actually, so plt dot fill underscore between. So I am also creating a band for my training and testing set. So what I am doing, parameter range train mean minus train standard deviation. This shows me the variation of my training. Standard deviation is actually the variation from your data points from the mean, and this will train underscore mean to train underscore std will be my lower bound, and train underscore mean to train underscore std will be my upper bound, and the color is gray. Now I also want to do it for my test. So test underscore mean minus test underscore standard, they will be my lower bound, and test underscore mean plus test underscore standard deviation will be my upper bound. Now I'm finally creating my plot. The name of my plot will be validation curve with random forest. X level will be number of trees, y level will be accuracy score, and this all. So you can see the first was my print statement. So this is the output for one tree. So one tree is basically a simple decision tree. So this was my scores: 93%, 91%, 91%, 0.90%. Now you can see as my number of trees increases, my scores go to 1. Now this is what I was saying. So one one you are getting on a training data set. Testing data set, you may get very poor scores. The score can go down to 0 to 60% to 70%. So this means just seeing these one values, you shouldn't be happy, but you should rather go for validation scores to check how actual your model can perform on a real life data set. So you can see these are my final plotting. So you can see as my tree increases, to number of trees increases to 10, so around 25, my training scores become 1. Basically it is giving 100% accurate result. But for my cross validation score, that is for my testing data set, the score decreases and the scores comes out to be around less than 0.95, that is around 0.94. So you can see there is a difference between there's a difference between the training score and the cross validation score. And now we can say that actually my model can predict my data set with around 92 to 93% of accuracy, but we shouldn't say that my model could perform with 100% accuracy. So one more thing, okay, cross validation. Yes, and one more thing I want to say that remember this this load digit data set is a very well organized data set, and is and contains a lot of information, so the scores comes out to be pretty good. But when you are working on a random data set, the training score could be around 90%, and the testing score and the validation score could also go to 70%. So so you need to make sure that you rather focus on the validation score than the training score. Okay, so this was all about codes in this video. For more industry relevant project, you can visit our website, and for more code recipes like this, you can visit our website as well as our YouTube channel. You can also use this click here function to submit your request for customized code in case you don't find it on our website. Hit the like button and subscribe button if you like the video, and the URL for the code of this video is available in the description below. Thank you.